You enter through the back door because the front door is never for people like you. The hallway smells like bleach and cigarette smoke, and the fluorescent lights overhead hum with a constant electrical vibration that never changes. The floor is bare concrete, cold even through your boots. Nobody greets you when you walk in. Nobody asks your name. A man sitting behind a metal desk looks down at a clipboard and says a number without looking up. 23. It takes you a moment to realize he is talking to you. He slides a plastic badge across the table. There is no name printed on it, only the same number. You clip it to your jacket without asking why. That is how you enter. The first months are nothing but routine. You carry boxes from one truck to another, stand near doors while meetings happen inside rooms you are not allowed to enter, and drive cars without asking where they came from or where they are going. Every instruction is short and exact. Go there, stand here, hold this, leave. You learn quickly that questions slow things down, and slowing things down makes people look at you. People who get looked at too much stop coming back. After 3 months, they let you inside the warehouse office, where the temperature is always kept at 18 degrees, cold enough to keep everyone alert. You sit at a metal table with 4 other men you have never met, and no one introduces themselves. A supervisor explains the rules without raising his voice. No phones unless given. No names unless told. No talking about work outside work. Then he pauses and adds one more rule. No mistakes that cost money. You understand that this is the only rule that matters. By the second year, they start trusting you with numbers. Not large numbers, just counts, weights, and times written on paper that gets burned in a steel tray at the end of every shift. You learn how shipments move, which routes are safe, which checkpoints take cash, and which ones take more than cash. The first compromise happens late one night when a truck arrives with 2 packages missing. The driver says the load was short when he picked it up. Your supervisor looks at you and tells you to write the full number anyway. You hesitate for a second, but he does not repeat himself. You write the full number. Nobody argues, and nobody corrects you. Later, you understand why. The report goes to someone above him, and the money for that shipment has already been paid. Changing the number would create questions, and questions cost more than 2 missing packages. From that night on, you stop writing what you see. You write what keeps the system moving. By the 4th year, you are given responsibility for a small crew. 3 drivers, 1 warehouse door, and 2 night shifts that never start at the same time. Every Friday, you receive an envelope filled with cash and a list of amounts. You hand the money out exactly as written, not more and not less. One night, a driver complains that his share is smaller than usual. You check the list and tell him the number is correct. He keeps talking, and the other men watch you, waiting to see what you will do. You tell him to take the money or leave it. He leaves. 2 weeks later, someone else is driving his route, and nobody mentions his name again. That is when you learn the second rule. People are replaceable. Numbers are not. By the 6th year, the structure of the system becomes clearer, even though nobody explains it to you. Orders come down through 3 people before they reach you, and money moves up through 4 before it disappears. Every mistake must have a reason, and every reason must fit on one line in a report. You learn how to fix problems without writing them down. If a shipment is late, you change the time. If something is missing, you change the count. If someone disappears, you change the schedule. They call it keeping things clean. Clean reports mean calm bosses, and calm bosses mean nobody starts asking questions. You also notice details that most people ignore. The warehouse is always 18 degrees. The garage stays close to 12 in winter. The office upstairs is always too warm, around 24 degrees, so people get tired faster and talk less. You remember these details without trying, because details keep you alive. By the 8th year, your life outside the work starts to disappear, without you noticing when it happened. You stop answering unknown calls, and you stop telling friends where you work because the answer changes too often. Your family asks why you never visit anymore, and you tell them you are busy. Which is not exactly a lie. The work does not end when the shift ends. It stays in your head. You check mirrors when you walk, sit facing doors in restaurants, and notice cars that pass the same corner twice. You sleep less than 5 hours most nights, not because you are afraid, but because your body stopped expecting rest. One night, you realize that nobody in your life knows what you actually do, and the people who do know are the same people you cannot trust. That is when the erosion finishes. You belong to the system more than you belong to yourself. The break comes in the 10th year, and it happens without noise or warning. A truck arrives that is not on the schedule. No message, no call, no explanation. The driver gives you a code that does not match anything in your book. You call the number you are supposed to call, and nobody answers. You call again, and the line stays silent. The crew looks at you, waiting for instructions you do not have. For the first time since you started, there is no one above you telling you what to do. You realize something you never thought about before. The system only works when someone higher up gives the order. When nobody answers, you are the highest level there is. You decide to unload the truck anyway. Inside the crates are weapons, more than you have ever seen in one place. Not the kind you usually move. Not the kind you were supposed to know about. In that moment, you understand that the reports you fixed, the numbers you changed, and the shipments you cleaned up were all part of something much bigger than you were ever told. You were never meant to see this part of it. The realization does not feel dramatic. It feels cold, like the warehouse air and the humming lights overhead. 2 years later, they move you out without explanation. Not fired, not promoted, just replaced. A younger man stands where you used to stand, holding the same clipboard you once carried, reading numbers in the same flat voice. You hand him the keys, and he does not ask questions. You do not give answers. Your last envelope is thicker than usual. They call it retirement money, enough to live quietly, but not enough to forget anything. You walk out through the same back door you entered years ago. The hallway smells the same, and the lights still hum the same way they did on your first day. Outside, trucks are already lining up for the night shift. Inside, someone else is writing numbers, fixing reports, and learning the rules you learned the hard way. The system does not stop, does not slow down, and does not remember you. As you walk away, you finally understand the last rule. You were never part of the system. You were only the space it needed to keep running.